Hey yo, it's your boy, and I'm back with another album review. And today, we will be reviewing my nigga CRIMEAPPLE album titled LEÓN, translation, The Lion. Yes sir, fully produced by producer Preservation. This album came out, I believe, in January of this year. And I have been listening to it ever since it came out. And I really like this album. And that's why I'm reviewing it today. I don't really want to review just any albums that just come out, just because there's a lot of attention on it or it's popular. If I'm going to do the album review, I want to do it albums that I actually listen to, of artists that I actually enjoy and appreciate. So that's why we're doing this one today. And a little backstory on the artist, CRIMEAPPLE. He's from New Jersey. I believe he's a Colombian. His first project, titled Metrolata, which was released in 2017. So a fairly new artist, not necessarily new, but 2017 wasn't that long ago. So I would say out of all the more recent artists that's to come out in the past, I say 2017, that's about 7 years ago. Between that time, CRIMEAPPLE was probably the only artist that I even really pay attention to when it comes to the type of music that he makes in his lane. You know what I mean? Very wordy, very lyrical, very witty, I would say myself. And it's really interesting how he mixes in the Spanish with the English and rap bilingual. I think it adds another layer and like a real cool element to his music. And I really fuck with that shit, man. In this album, LEÓN, it starts off with the title track, LEÓN. And it has a nice horn, there's a lot of horns in this album. And this intro starts off with a nice horn sample. Got some nice piano chords in that shit. And overall, a lot of the production on this album is, I think this was obviously done intentionally. There's a lot of Spanish jazz samples and a lot of it might be some Italian samples too. But I thought how they took pretty much every song and sampled some type of Spanish old, probably like 1960s through 80s jazz, Spanish jazz. I thought that was real cool, man, and they did it nicely in this song. And CRIMEAPPLE mentioned something in this song. He says, if you analyze my stats, you got to rethink your top 5 discography. And when I heard that, I'm like, when I listen to bro music and I listen to the way that he rap and the way he put words together, he's not too far off point with that statement, and he obviously not, I would say, a mainstream rapper or somebody who you would see at the Grammys or something like that, just to put it brief. But I would say that his influence and his style and his appreciation for music and the time and effort that he puts into his music, he's definitely one of the best artists and rappers of our more recent generation, I would say myself. And so after that song, it goes into Don't Mention It. I really like this track, man. Another horn sample. Like I said, there's a lot of horns in this. I don't know if that was done intentionally, but I like it. Featuring X. And it's like this real it kind of remind me like a Frank Sinatra type of song. Like, some really loud horns. And I like that shit. And then, Crime is just rapping his ass off, and then X kind of does like an end chorus type of thing. And something that stuck out to me was his voice. He sounds like an elderly gentleman. Excuse the noise in the background, but he sounds like an elderly gentleman in just his vocal tone. And I like his contribution to the song for sure. And then we go to track 3, Lion versus Panther. Another Spanish type of Italian sample. More horns. More horns. I'm telling you, this is a horny album. Pause. But CRIMEAPPLE come in with some more bilingual rapping. This is more of a shorter track. You know what I mean? And then it transitions into hunting methods. And they got like this like tribal sounding beat, like maraca, some very like lo-fi kind of like tribal sounding drums, like this maracas in the background. You know what I mean? And it's real funky. That's what I say about a lot of these samples on this album are very, very funky, I would say. So yeah, that's another song that I liked. Then it goes into track 5, Melina Dorada. Sorry if I butcher some of these titles, but a lot of them are in Spanish. But this one is called Melina Dorada, featuring RLX. They got like this string sample, not horns. Got a nice string sample, a nice feature from RLX. I like this verse. And also, just to quote something that he said, and I just like the imagery. A lot of the way CRIMEAPPLE raps, the imagery is very vivid, and you know he'll say something and tie it all together at the end. He said, "I'll bark at my dog. He throw caution out the window, slid slow, soak you like French toast. I had to tell him chill, just hit him in the big toe. That's my version of letting shit go." And I'm like, damn, that's bars. I like that. Yeah, that's a fire track. And after that, we go into, this might be my favorite track on this whole album, man. It's honestly crazy. I got a lot to say about this one. Track 6, Few Memos. It comes in with this nice, chill, like real old guitar sample. You know what I mean? And let me really break down this song, man. So the writing that CRIMEAPPLE comes with on this song is just impeccable, man. Like it really is. It's so fire. So the basis of it is he's telling a story, but he's using the names of different brands of cigarettes and incorporating every different brand of cigarette into the story. You really got to listen to it to really I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying, but like, so he use like Newport, Lucky Strikes, you know, I don't know all the names of them, but he's like using the names of the cigarettes to tell the story, and it's so interesting. And he actually did this on another song, and I can't really remember the name of the song, but instead of cigarettes, he did it with alcohol. And it's just so cool, bro. And it's just it's a super left field, out the, like, you know what I mean, out of the box type of writing. The sample is in Spanish, Fumemos la cigarette or something, you know what I mean? I might be fucking it up, but like, it basically translates to let's smoke cigarettes, you know what I mean? So he took the sample saying let's smoke cigarettes, and was like, oh, boom, I'm gonna make, you know what I mean, I'm gonna make this into a concept. And it delivered, bro. It delivered, you know what I mean? But moving on, it goes to track 7, Camino Solitario. And it got this real like dark, menacing beat, bro. Like, and Ram is just really just telling the struggles of him growing up, and you know what I mean, the harsh conditions that he might have been growing up in. You know what I mean? And it fits the mood of the beat. You know what I mean? And another solid track after solid track, honestly, man. And then it goes into Vida Mantequilla. You know, we got more horns in the sample. I'm going over my notes to see if I wrote anything else about that song. So, oh yeah, so it got like this loop, this sample loop where where the vocals start in the sample, and that's when the sample loops over, and it was real similar to the Few Memos song, where it, you know what I mean, it did the same thing, if you catch my drift. But moving on from that one, you got Paul Prince in the Sand. They got these real eerie, soft drums. You know what I mean? More like struggle, like my childhood was fucked up, and you know what I mean? My dog said survived off artificial cheeses. You know what I mean? So basically saying, like, you know what I mean, niggas was broke. You know what I mean? Talking about his past of selling drugs and how he made it to now where he's like upper echelon, flexing. You know what I mean? Riding in yachts, traveling the world. That's you know what I mean? And that's another aspect of CRIMEAPPLE music that I really like. It's just the rags to riches, like, you know what I mean? Being, you know, it's relatable to where it's like, damn, I ain't always have it. I was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, I come from a dark past, but you know what I mean? I turned it around for the better. And now I'm a flex, and you know what I mean? I'm a brag, I'm a boast because I deserve it. You know what I mean? And because I went through the storm. You know what I mean? So another track that I fuck with, man. Then it goes into Cuanto Te Quiero. I believe I said it right that time. Cuanto. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. But this real pretty sample, man. Like a beautiful sample, bro. You know what I mean? And basically the song is about, he talking about his mom and how he appreciates her. You know, it's kind of like his version of Dear Mama by Tupac type shit. You know what I mean? He's also doing like the bilingual rapping again and shit. You know what I mean? But I fuck with it, man. Real, like a lot of these I wonder where they got these samples from, because they're really like avant-garde Spanish jazz samples, just, you know what I mean, that you would probably find in some, I don't know where they found these samples at, man, but I really fuck with the whole overall feeling of it, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, really like he touching in on his roots, you know what I mean? He's a Spanish artist, so I guess it just makes sense. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna tap into my roots, tap into some of these older Spanish artists that preceded me, and I'm gonna flip that shit and gonna make some ill shit out of it. You know what I mean? I fuck with it. But moving on to the last track, Boulevard. You know, Crime is really rapping about his destitute conditions. You know what I mean? Like I just mentioned, to live in luxury. You know what I mean? And he really wants you to understand that, nigga, I went through hell to get here. That's what I get from it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I went through hell to get here, dog, and I finally made it. And I'ma fucking brag about it. I don't care if I sound conceited. I don't care if I sound pretentious. You feel me? Like, I done been through hell, bro. Like, I'm from the ghettos of New Jersey. You know what I mean? Probably immigrant family from Colombia. You know what I mean? And he's probably like breaking generational curses with the shit that he's doing. You know what I mean? He probably, I mean, not to make any preconceived notions about his life, but a lot of motherfuckers that we don't come from. You know what I mean? I come from an immigrant father. You know what I mean? Like, we don't come from success. We don't really come from luxury and having it. You know what I mean? So that's an aspect that I really fuck with in the CRIMEAPPLE music, man. You know what I mean? And he's here also in the song. He's touching on not really caring about getting praises from rap. You know what I mean? Like, acknowledging that people say that he slept on and shit, but he feels like, despite of him not maybe being at a level of a mainstream artist or whatnot, still being content and still like liking the lane that he's in and being comfortable in it, but being the best that he can in that shit. You feel me? You know what I mean? And a nice sample in this one, got this like staccato like guitar, like very, very simple, very not complex. You know what I mean? But a real nice, pretty sample. You know what I mean? And I really like this album, man. Just the obscure Spanish samples, Italian samples of these old, you know what I mean, like artists from the 60s and whatnot. Like, it's just so raw, bro. Like, in this CRIMEAPPLE, like, he sounds so perfect on it, honestly. Like, this is a perfect EP. You know what I mean? Like, it's only 11 tracks, it's short. But I would give this like a 9 out of 10, man. Like an 8, 9 out of 10, bro. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, I actually really fuck with this. And I've been listening to it since it came out, you know what I mean? And it's a really dope fucking album, bro. And shout out Preservation. I believe he worked with people like MF Doom. And I think he worked with maybe like Wu-Tang. He worked with a lot of different people, man. But this isn't the first. There's an ambulance. Okay, so what I was saying, this isn't the first project that CRIMEAPPLE and Preservation did together. But it's probably my favorite one that I've heard, man. It's real fire. It's fire, bro. And I also appreciate the consistency of CRIMEAPPLE, man. He already put out 3 projects this year, and the other 2, I will be reviewing those too. So, yeah, what else can I say, man? CRIMEAPPLE, Preservation, LEÓN, translation The Lion, super solid EP. I'm really fucking with it. Check it out if you haven't heard it. And peace to the next time.